hard to quantify the changes that have happened in the mining industry, but it's very significant. The things that have happened since I first started. When I first got into mining, you kind of had to know people to get into it. It's still a tight community, but when I first got into it, it was very difficult to get into it. And just by chance, I just happened to get into it. But now it seems like it's more commonplace and there's less of a stigma about it. That
I've seen big changes from when I first started. I've seen a lot of changes for the local community as far as the First Nations communities. There's more of a broader scope out there for apprentices for the native local communities, which is great.
Since I started working for Pretivm, I started there with the construction. And then once we went to operations and started running the mill, there was a lot of changes in the atmosphere, in the workings of the mine, but the atmosphere was always the same. It's they're always interested in what the employees think. They're always interested in what they can do more for the employees. It's a very good place to work, in my opinion. I've never worked for a company that treats us so well. Safety on the equipment at Pretivm, what we do on surface operations is huge. We do our safe operating procedures, we do our job hazard analysis, and we also have our FLHA cards, which everybody has to go and sign before we go to work. And especially with some of our mining areas that we do for our nag quarry and our dump site and stuff like that, is our safety is number one. And if somebody, doesn't matter who it is, if somebody comes up and says that they see something that's unsafe, we deal with it right there and then.
I see industry coming into the communities more as they're coming in to do their projects. They're engaging with the community members more to, again, find out what their needs are, what the impact in the community is going to be. And committing to hiring local people. Pretivm has got to be the one that for sure stands out because they come in and do so much community events. They're always visible, they're always there.
I guess right now we are, our hereditary chief's office has been without a building for 4 years. I say we're homeless right now because we don't really have an operation. This is our operation here in the museum. So majority of our employees are working from home. It makes it pretty tough, but a portion of what the Pretivm has contributed to the Education Training Institute, we're also going to be putting towards the down payment for a new building, and we're hoping that's going to be coming online here in the springtime. So that has been also finding ways that we can stretch what Pretivm's been able to assist us in those areas. I think different companies need to do their homework, be patient, understand who you're working with. You look at British Columbia and you have the tundra, you have the desert, you have the rainforest, you have the mountains. It's such a diverse region, and it's the same thing with First Nations, that the region has shaped the First Nations, and because our region, British Columbia, is so diverse, the First Nations are so diverse as well. But the same underlying principles, I would argue, are similar everywhere, and that's to come in respectful. Yes, you do have title, you do have rights. We would like to pursue this project. How can we go about doing this, and what are some of the concerns, and go from there.
Last 15 years for me, mining has been kind of involved in my life. As for Smithers, it's resource driven. It's exploration, logging, you name it. It needs to be here.
Yeah, I've been in the industry for 35 years, and there's definitely been a much more collaborative approach to working together, to assist each other, to provide incomes to the communities, and the mining company, especially the mining business, especially, has been very strong on involvement and local community engagement, and it's been great. I think Pretivm does a very good job in that. A lot of activities in town, you'll see they're sponsored by Pretivm, or whether it's a mining convention here or down in Vancouver or wherever, they're actively involved in supporting the communities, and you see their name over a lot of functions. It's good to see.
We get tours. We offer tours to the Indigenous representatives of the Indigenous communities into the mine, and we're very open to what we're doing, and we seek advice or their input on how they think that we're doing. And I think that's it, just a constant engagement and make sure it's a safe place to discuss things, and we're not afraid to share our opinion and gain that sense of trust over time. And I think we are gaining that. The Bruce Jack mine itself is a very low environmental impact mine, and the fact that it employs so many people in this area, both indirectly and directly through the community, is great, and I'm proud to work for Pretivm because of that.
They gave me a really good opportunity because I didn't want to go to post-secondary. I didn't have anything I wanted to do after high school. So I started up here as a field assistant, and they just kept me on really well. And the health benefits too, that's really, really good for me and my family.
I have a couple of family members who had a hard time trying to find a job and provide for their family, but seeing them work up at Bruce Jack, they're financially stable, have a pretty good job they're happy with, and they could provide for their family and keep them fed and warm in their own homes.
Over the last few years with Work BC, the Aldea has come and done a career fair for our local people where 80 people came and learned about Pretivm and were able to hand in resumes. They've also done hiring interviews here. But since December, Pretivm's hired 20 people from our little area for snow removal, and then other people for other positions, but those are the ones that stand out to us because they came through our office to apply. They did their interviews here. We helped them with their paperwork.
They've employed lots of my family members and friends, and they now have stable jobs with benefits, so that's a success. Other successes within the community, for instance, the Smithers Gymnastics Club that I sit on a board, they've helped us achieve our equipment goals. We've been able to buy several new pieces of equipment because of them, and I know that they've helped other organizations in the community all over in all the areas that they work in.
Mining changed my life. I went into mining fresh out of college. I had never had a job for longer than 6 months before I went to Eskay Creek, and I stayed there for 14 years, and I've been in resource development ever since. So it's been really good for me, changed my life.
I know the one benefit for sure is having a safe roof over our head finally. Before I started here, I was living in a friend's house. So.
At my time at Pretivm, I've seen a few individuals come and go, and the ones that have stayed and the ones that have came from areas in the north here that didn't have much when they first came to us. And since they've been employed at Pretivm, their life has changed. They've become good employees, they've got a home, they're now able to contribute to their communities and keep their families in school and keeping them fed, and now they have a home. It's those people that we really have to focus on and mentor them and make sure that everybody around them knows that that's what we're doing for the community.